Platforms to host and sell online courses. There are various solutions, some more interesting than others, and in this video, I'll help you navigate them so you can choose the best option for you and your needs. Hello and welcome, or welcome back to this channel. I'm Nikos and I specialize in online marketing and digital courses. If you're interested in these topics, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Now, let's get down to business. Platforms for selling online courses. What are they and how do you choose them? The first important thing to know is that the platforms you can use fall into four main categories: free platforms, marketplaces, subscription-based platforms, and affiliate marketing platforms. Let's start right away by understanding what marketplaces are. The term refers to all those platforms that sell digital courses by various creators on various topics, like Udemy, for example, one of the most famous ones. This kind of platform allows you to put your course up for sale, naturally providing it a certain amount of visibility among their audience. But of course, you won't be the one managing the marketing and you won't have total control over aspects like pricing, promotions, and so on. Because usually these platforms reserve the right to apply discounts to promote, or in many cases, not to promote your course. In fact, once uploaded to these platforms, it'll be if it's no longer yours, so to speak. These kinds of platforms have their own pricing policies, so clearly you won't be the one autonomously choosing the price, and therefore you won't be deciding the value of your own work. So deciding to sell your own course through one of these platforms will certainly take away the hassle of marketing and the old technical setup, but it also risks taking away a big chunk of your earnings. Why so? Because generally these platforms keep a large percentage of each sale, often even more than 50%, because they essentially do almost all the work. Plus, consider that the customers who buy don't bond with you as your customers, they bond with the platform as its customers. In fact, you won't be the one collecting their contact info or email addresses, and you won't have a real relationship with them or establish your marketing position in their eyes. That's why, personally, I think it's better to upload your course to a different platform. Maybe work a little bit harder to set up all the technical and marketing aspects, but ultimately have total control over everything to clearly achieve much bigger results. Obviously, choosing and setting up the platform is just a secondary aspect, because the core focus remains defining the entire process of creating and selling the course. Now, let's move on to talk about free platforms. Yes, you heard that right. You can host your course or platforms that won't cost you a single dollar. The platforms in question are cloud storage platforms like Dropbox or Google Drive. So what do you need to do? Create an account, upload the course lessons, generate the link, and then just share it only with those who enroll. A private Facebook group is another feasible solution. The concept is similar. You open a private group, upload the material, but then restrict access only to those who have the link. Or even a YouTube channel. In this case, you can upload the video lessons and make sure to check the unlisted option. Why? Because this way you hide the videos from search engines, meaning they won't be accessible organically, but only to people who receive the link. Alternatively, you have online messaging platforms like Telegram, where you can upload your materials and organize the course. Clearly, these platforms weren't built to sell online courses, so they lack a whole series of elements such as quizzes or similar features. But not only that, they also lack all the support tools for you as a creator, and they are almost impossible to automate in any way. Not to mention the fact that the Facebook group and the YouTube channel are not platforms that you own. Therefore, on these platforms, it's also very complicated to recreate the learning journey because, again, they weren't designed for this purpose. This material ends up looking a bit thrown together, and it's hard to organize it professionally. My very personal conclusion is that these solutions can be fine for beginners and for relatively cheap courses, which to me means $100 to $200 maximum, maybe sold in the initial phase just to test the audience's response. However, once you have verified your audience's interest, the absolute right choice is to move everything to a dedicated platform. And this brings us directly to professional platforms for selling online courses, which are my preferred choice and what I generally recommend in 90% of cases. Personally, I like Kajabi, and I can assure you that it's a completely professional platform, simple to set up, with excellent and always active customer support. And as a platform, it integrates perfectly with all the other tools you might need. More importantly, Kajabi is an all-in-one platform. This means that with Kajabi, you can build everything from the website to the sales pages, right down to your mailing list, email marketing, and course delivery. So basically, with just one platform, you could manage every aspect of the business exactly like I do. It's certainly not a cheap platform, but if your goal is to build an online business based on a digital course, I have no doubts. Kajabi is one of the best choices that I feel absolutely confident recommending to you. Then of course there are other subscription platforms, and some even offer the ability to host your first course completely for free. They don't offer what Kajabi offers, but they're still good alternatives. Among the best, I suggest you consider Thinkific, Podia, and Teachable. I haven't tested them personally, but I have followed people who use them, so based on the feedback I've received, I know they're good alternatives. The only thing to pay attention to here is the sales commissions, because some platforms keep a percentage of your sales, especially on their cheaper subscription plans. So always verify them. Also, some might hold the transaction amount, for example, for 30 days before making it accessible to you. So if you intend to consider one of these platforms, I highly recommend checking all these details in the price and selection on the website. You can find all the links you need down in the description. Finally, the last subscription-based platform I suggest you look into is System.io. It was recently pointed out to me by one of my students as a simple and effective solution with a solid support system. And more importantly, it allows you to host your first course for free, making it an excellent entry point for those just starting out. And that brings us to our fourth and final category, affiliate marketing platforms. While there are numerous options available, I've highlighted only two distinct examples. On one hand, you have massive marketplaces like Clickbank, which act as a global aggregator for thousands of offers. On the other hand, you have more specialized high-performance ecosystems like Trend Money Partner, which focus exclusively on hosting and promoting digital courses. Utilizing an affiliate model allows you to scale your business by partnering with professionals who promote your content in exchange for a commission. It's a powerful way to generate traffic and sales without upfront advertising costs, as you only pay when the result is achieved. Alright, I hope I've given you a bit of guidance on the options available. If you found the video useful, let me know with a thumbs up. We'll see each other with a new video right here on this channel. Bye.